When I check on Etsy, there is consistently one print-on-demand style that is always at the top of bestsellers, at the top of all the searches, and I want to share with you what that is today and how you can create it yourself. As an example, I just looked at Mama Sweatshirt. What do you notice about all the top sellers? I sorted this by amount of monthly sales, so these are the top sellers for Mama Sweatshirts. What's one word you see pop up in every single one? The word embroidered. In fact, this one sweatshirt on this person's shop is making over 800 monthly sales, almost $40,000 in sales per month for this one listing. In total, it's had over 10,000 sales and it's only a year old. And for people, I know they're going to tell me that no, this is their sales for their whole store. It's not. This is for the one listing. If you take a look at shop details, they have had over 55,000 sales between just 47 listings, and I checked them out. They are just simple embroidered products. When I check E-Rank search trends, embroidery is always a top search each month. Whenever I check any niches, embroidery is up there. If within that niche they have embroidered products, it's always one of the top sellers. Some of the best-selling stores I've seen out there just do embroidered products, but having an embroidery machine at home is very expensive. But did you know that you can actually make them yourself? You can do the design and have a supplier print and ship these products for you, so you never have to do any of the embroidery yourself. You can make these using Printful.com. Printful is a print-on-demand supplier. Honestly, Printify is usually my favorite supplier, but they don't have embroidery in the same way. So if you are doing embroidered products, sweatshirts, and t-shirts, I would recommend going with Printful in this case. So what you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to create an Etsy account, an Etsy shop, then you need to create a Printful account, and on Printful, you need to link your Etsy to your Printful account. And then once you get that, you can hit add product, you can select the sweatshirts, and then you'll get to here. So you can see right here, you can switch between two techniques, embroidery, DTG printing, and we're gonna want to go with embroidery. So you can see up at the top here, we have a few different options: left chest, center chest, left wrist, right wrist. For this design, I'm going to go with large center, and I'm going to upload my design PNG file. And then from here, you can play with the design. You're going to see this little box show up, and that's going to show you your outlines of where you can print. So I wouldn't be doing this. It's not going to print well. I'm going to go around here, I think, for my design. And then if you have different colors, if you check over here, there is only a certain amount of colors of thread that they actually have that you can print with for their standard. You can pay more to have a whole new array of colors, but that is like a few bucks extra. So if you can keep it simple and stick within a few colors, that would be best. And then from here, I'm going to move forward, hit calculate price, and then get to the point where I hit publish to my Etsy store. One thing to keep in mind though is with embroidery and with Printful, for your first order, they are going to charge you what is called a digitization fee, which is just their process of turning your design into a file that they can actually use for embroidery. It is just a one-time fee, but it is going to cut into your profit, especially for your first orders. And the larger design means more stitches, so they're going to charge you more. So don't go overcomplicated with these embroidery designs. And anyways, embroidered products, typically just simple sells. Don't go crazy with your designs on these ones. Save that for DTG printing. That one's always a tongue twister. Once you hit publish to your Etsy, you're gonna find this new listing showing up under your drafts. The problem is it's going to have either very little photos, or you can grab the photos from Printful. But if you go look through those, they're not the greatest. They're not eye-catching. They're not that flattering for your design. So what you're gonna wanna do is you want to make your own mock-ups for your embroidered products. The problem with this is embroidery has texture, it has depth to it that DTG printing doesn't have. With those, you can make mock-ups just by uploading your file onto a t-shirt and it looks realistic, versus there is an extra step if you want to do this for embroidery. I did create this file for you guys to be able to create embroidered products. It took me a long time to figure out how to create these embroidered mock-ups, But if you want to see the full video on how to create them, just check my last video out, but I'm going to do a quick recap right now. First, you're going to need to download the file that's at the top of this description, and then you're going to need to open photop.com. Then you're going to open up that file in photop.com. And then what we're gonna do is at the side here, you're gonna double click on this thumbnail where it says main file, double click. And then from here, you're gonna hit file, open in place, and you're gonna place in your design. And then once it's in here, you can just resize it to the size you would like. And then you're gonna hit Command S, or you can do also save right here, save as smart object. And then when you just come back to this file, now you have a file that is your design with textures applied to it to make it look more like an embroidered print would look like. So then you're gonna wanna save this file, export as PNG file, and just save that. And then you find a photo or a mock-up picture of that product they're selling. So you can find these easily on Etsy. I searched light blue sweatshirt mock-up on Etsy, and this is what I found. I purchased it, I downloaded it, and then I brought it over to Canva. And now I dragged in my file. So here's that new embroidery file we just made in seconds. And this is how it would have looked if we did not apply those textures to it. Again, if you are labeling your product embroidery, but this is your photo, people aren't gonna believe you. They're not gonna be sure what type of product they're gonna receive in the end. So by applying this, it's a much closer representation of what an embroidered product is gonna look like when it is shipped to your customer. So save that photo, upload it to Etsy, and then just go through and fill out the rest of your Etsy listing. Make sure you're following proper Etsy SEO. So make sure you're setting up your titles, your tags, your descriptions, and make sure you are putting in those eye-catching photos to sell people on your design. And then when you get an order, Printful is automatically gonna pick up that order. They're automatically gonna print and ship it for you. So you don't have to do any of the printing yourself. You don't have to ship it yourself. Everything is handled on their end. You just collect the profit. All right. Thanks guys so much. And let me know if you're gonna be adding embroidery to your store. Thanks, and I'll see you online.